Alright, Shalom. Before I get started, I want to say Call Halayim by Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, by Hashem, Makal Kadash. Double honor to my apostle elders, a great millstone that taught me his truth and that rule well. And peace and salutation to you brothers out there that's laboring and is working all righteousness and sincerity. Shalom. Alright, this is Brother Amawan from the GMS Charlotte Camp, coming back with no lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shah. And this lesson I want to entitle, You have to be Clark Kent when you're walking in this world, man. Because, just because we know that we're Israelites, it doesn't give us the, that doesn't mean that we're supposed to be like walking and, in that over-righteous spirit. Because just because we know, yeah, we're the kings of the earth, we're the sons of the power, and we're better than these heathen, we still got to play the part. Because you got to remember, man, even though we woke up from the Matrix, we're still in the Matrix, man. All right, so just how when you watch the movie The Matrix, man, you had when they were plugged into the Matrix, man, they was walking amongst the other people that were asleep in the Matrix, man. That's the same way we have to walk amongst ourselves, amongst this world, man. You can't go and just be trying to bring judgment, because the scriptures say, certain laws that we have to keep, such as, the homosexuals being put to death and all that thing. Because we can't do our laws to 100%, like we're supposed to, because this devil's ruling, man. All right. So with that being said, you gotta put on that front, for the Matrix, man. Pretty much. All right, because it's gonna come a time really soon, which we're entering into right now, man, where if you're an Israelite, you're gonna be persecuted for your faith, man. All right, and you're seeing guys that's already trying to backtrack, trying to come out of the forefront because they're scared, man. But in this thing, ain't no fear, man. The only fear we should have is the fear of the Lord, and the Lord's gonna take care of everything else. But overall, man, you just gotta put on that Clark Kent, Don't let the world know you're Superman unless you're, making videos or you're at camp, man. Other than that, we walk in the spirit, man. All right? And I'm going to get some scriptures to follow that point. All right? So I'm going to start here in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 16. And it reads, "Be not righteous over much, neither make thyself over wise. Why shouldest thou destroy thyself?" Right? Don't be over righteous, man. Okay? Because if you knowing, you know the truth, hey, we don't celebrate holidays, these wicked holidays. We don't we don't take part in America, pretty much the things that they glorify, adultery, drugs, murdering, all the Satan worship, all the things that America promotes. We don't indulge in. But at the same time, hey, you gotta set forth an example for yourself unto others to show that, hey, just because we don't do that doesn't mean we're gonna go around condemning everybody. You can't be at work, the Christmas time, hey, cussing everybody out because they got the Christmas decorations up, trees and whatever else, other holiday. You can't be in that spirit of just flipping on everybody because you don't celebrate that, man. You gotta play the role, man. And just go along with it. You're not celebrating it, but you gotta go along with it just for the simple fact of not trying to draw attention to yourself, man. Because when you're doing that, you're gonna destroy yourself, and you're not gonna have a job because you done cussed out the customers and you cussed out the co-workers or your boss, and flipping out over family, still doing these customs or whatnot, man. You're gonna bring hell upon yourself to where, hey, you might destroy yourself, man, because you're being over righteous, man. All right, you gotta play it cool, man. Hey, let the world do what it do, and but the end all be all is, you know what you're doing. You know you're not taking part of it, man. So, hey, the world, they're not in the right state. When I mean the world, I'm talking about the word of Israel, you so-called Negro, Native, Native Americans. They're not in the right state of mind, man. All right, so, hey, 2/3, you just gotta let 2/3 be 2/3, man. All right, they're gonna do what they do, so you gotta let them be. But at the end, you're not doing it. So, hey, let them in the Matrix stay asleep, man. All right. This is Titus 2, chapter 2, verse 7. And it says, "In all things showing thyself a pattern of good works, and doctrine showing uncorruptedness, gravity, sincerity, sound speech that cannot be condemned, that he that is of the contrary part may be ashamed, having no evil thing to say of you." Right, because, we're supposed to be setting forth their examples, because you got to remember, hey, Lord willing, we be the men of the elect, man. Hey, we're the ambassadors to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua on this earth right now, man. So our conduct is gonna show forth of what the Lord, how he wants his men to be, because we're showing the world how righteousness looks, man. All right, so your actions, you say you should have a pattern of good works, man. All right, just because you're an Israelite, man, and the rest of these people, these other nations are heathens, they're beneath you. You still gotta show forth that proper etiquette, man. All right, devil come by, coming in at the door after you. You may hold the door open for him, man. Somebody in line needs some change. You got it. Ain't no big deal. You give him the change, man. Just little stupid stuff, man, like that, man. End of the day, you know he's a devil or he's a heathen or a 2/3, but hey, you're supposed to still treat him with that respect right now, man, because it's at the time for judgment to be enacted, man. So you got to play the part, man. It says have in doctrine showing uncorruptness, gravity, sincerity, sound speech that cannot be condemned, that he that is of the contrary part may be ashamed, having no evil thing to say about you, right? Because your actions are going to be showing forth the way you carry yourself. It's going to show that, hey, man, you a good dude. You're an upstanding citizen. You're not doing anything to draw attention to yourself, and ultimately, your peers won't have anything negative to say about you. Why? Because you're just doing your duty, man. You're going to work. You're being amongst family. If you deal with them like that, and you just doing what you gotta do, man. And the difference is when it comes up, they'll respect you for having morals, and once they're used to it, they're not gonna push it on you if they know you're not about it, man. Like for brothers that have been in the faith for a number of years now, man. Hey, your peoples knows how you get down, man. They know you're not with the holidays, going to church and none of that mess. They're not gonna force it on you, man. All right. After a couple of years of them getting used to it, they know what you're about, and so then they just know what it is, and they're not gonna be drawing no attention to yourself by being extra about it, man, being over righteous about it. So they're not gonna have anything evil to say about you, man, because they see that you're a law-abiding citizen, man, and you really read the scriptures, and the way the scriptures tell you to uphold yourself, we uphold ourselves in, man, and they're gonna take notice of that. Okay. And this leads me to my precept. This is same book, the book of Titus. So I'm going to go to chapter 1, verse 7. And it says, "For a bishop must be blameless as the steward of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, not self-willed, not soon angry, not given to wine, no striker, not given to filthy lucre, but a lover of hospitality, a lover of good men, sober, just, holy, temperate, holding fast to the faithful word as he have been taught, that he may be able by sound doctrine both to exhort and to convince the naysayers," man. All right, so that's like I said, man. Hey, your actions are going to show forth as the type of character that you have, man. Okay? It says, "For a bishop must be blameless as the steward of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua," because we're the ambassadors of the Lord, man. We're the embodiment of how the Lord is on our walk, man. All right. It says, so we're not gonna be, self-willed, because we know everything we do is through the power of Yahweh Shah. We're gonna be able to control our anger, man. The stuff that we see in America, man, it pisses us off, man. But at the end of the day, we're not going out there trying to, put judgment in our own hands, though, man. Lord's gonna do that in His time. We go out there and condemn when we're at camp, but we're not. Let's say we're not in our daily lives, man, going around, cussing cussing homosexuals out, man, cussing the black woman out, cussing 2/3 of these heathen out, man. Hey, that's just a camp because that's what we're commanded to do, man. But outside of camp, hey, you do what you do, man, and we gonna do what we do, and hey, let the Lord, deal. All right. And it says, not giving the wine, so not being a drunkard. All right. No striker, so you're not gonna be trying to fight everybody, man, and not giving the filthy lucre, man. You're gonna have morals. All right. You're not gonna sell out. You know. It says, but be a lover of hospitality, man. You know, being a brother, pretty much. Let's say a lover of good men, sober, just, temperate. All uh, byproducts of being in the spirit, man. You being a brother, you being a man of the Lord, man. All those things are gonna come naturally. All right. It says holding fast the faithful word that he has been taught, man. All right, the doctrine, the sound doctrine that we exhort and we convince the naysayers because the people that some people that scoffing, they see how you are on camera. They see if they ever run into you outside of the camp, and they see the type of the way you carry yourself, man. And that might convince them because what you see on camera, especially with Esau, trying to spin the narrative, they're gonna have a way that they think of you, man. But when they see how you conduct yourself outside of the truth, not outside of the truth, outside of the camera, so to say, man. And you see that you are, you're actually a good person, you see that you are really about what you're speaking about, man. And you're not, what they make us to be. Hey, that might convince some of them, and convert them in their mind to come into the truth, man. But if you being an overrighteous nigga, man, you just trying to, do too much, you might you might spurn somebody off that's trying to learn the truth for real, man, because they see the way you're upholding yourself, man, and they're not gonna want to be a part of that. But ultimately, if it's the Lord's will of the elect's gonna get it regardless, man. All right. But this leads me to my next one because you can't be out here just trying to condemn everybody, man. Hey, fuck America and blah blah blah. You can't do that, man. This is Romans 12:18. If it be possible, as much as lieth in you, live peaceably with all men. Right. If it's in you, man, you're supposed to be able to live peaceably with all men because, like I said, man, we're not out here trying to seek fights, man. And the scriptures also tell you that when you're roughly paraphrasing that when you serve the Lord, the Lord will make your enemies be at peace with you, man. All right, so there's not gonna be no confrontation, where hey, you see somebody out the street where you just gonna beat them up or nothing like that, man. All right, the scriptures, tell us that we gotta blow the trumpet at camp. So the way you might see the same person walk up to camp and he's spewing nonsense, trying to push forth some BS, man, and the spirit hop on you to cuss his ass out, that's the spirit wanted at that moment, man. But like I said, when you see him outside the camp, hey, the spirit should be on you just to walk past the dude, or if you acknowledge him, you say what up and keep it moving, man. But you're not out here trying to start fights and no shit like that, man. All right. This is Job 7:18 because everything is a test, man. All right. When you're in the matrix, that's the real testing to see are you really walking in the ways that Yahweh Shema Shai tells us to, man. All right. Slacky, battery about to die. But like I said, man, everything's a test, man. So Yahweh Shema Shai is really wanting to see are you using the wisdom that he's giving you, man. All right, like I said, this is Job 7:18, and it reads, "And that thou shouldest visit him every morning, and try him every moment." Right, because we every moment that we're walking in this truth, man. It's a trial of your faith, man. It's a trial to see are you applying the wisdom that knowledge and understanding that you're learning, man. All right, and when you're passing those tests the Lord's giving you, man, you can tell. All right, And if you feel like you need help with it, you gotta pray to the Lord, man, because we're supposed to be asking the Lord to help refine us, so that whenever the Lord comes back, we can be found spotless. Because it tells you, like I just read in Titus, that a bishop is supposed to be blameless, and that's what we're trying to be, those virgins that had no guile, man. All right, this is the book of Psalms 26:1, and it reads, "Judge me, O Lord, for I have walked in my integrity. I have trusted also in the Lord, therefore I will not slide. Examine me, O Lord, and prove me. Try my reins and my heart." Right. Hey, you gotta ask the Lord to test you, man. To help you exercise this knowledge, wisdom, understanding that we're learning, man. Help you, gain experience from it, so you can, help other brothers that's going through similar things. Uh, Pretty much, help them get through it. That's why we get tested certain situations, man. So whenever that happens to another brother, you have the wisdom, the knowledge, and understanding, and the experience to pretty much get through it, man. All right. Uh, this is the book of Galatians 5:25, and it reads, "If we live in the Spirit, let us also walk in the Spirit." All right. So if we live in the Spirit, man, we're supposed to walk in the Spirit. All right. So you supposed to be walking the walk, man. All right. The scriptures tell you of how you're supposed to be in the world, man. You gotta do that on and off camera, man. Especially off camera. All right. Because you got a lot of dudes that come into this faith, man, and be the biggest actors. Try to be on camera and be that super duper Israelite, man, but then off camera, you walking like a nigga, man. You trying to be over righteous, man, and you say it's gonna show through your actions. All right. The Lord always put forth that example, that's being made for other brothers, man. And you don't want to be that example, man. All right. So you got to do what you got to do, man, which is fast, pray, and apply. All right. Apply the thing that you've learned, man. Okay. And when you're walking in the Spirit, that'll help. That'll help with the application, man, because the thing that you learn are gonna come naturally. So whenever you're put in a situation, it's gonna help you get through it, man. All right. Because like I said, man, your speech, how you talk, how you act, even how you do things, man. When you're speaking with people in the world, or when you're amongst people in the world, man, they're gonna see that way that you carry yourself, and see that it's something about you that's different than other people in the world, man. All right. You just the way a man of the Lord carries himself. You can tell that vibration is different from just an average person in the world, man. All right. And this is a precept to prove that. This is Colossians 4:5, and it says, "Walk in wisdom towards them that are without, redeeming the time. Let your speech be always with grace, seasoned with salt, that ye may know how ye ought to answer every man." All right. So it says, "Walk in wisdom towards them that are without, man, and redeeming the time." All right. Because like I said, you can't be no super duper Israelite in the world, man. Especially in the times we're coming to now, man. Like, for an example, them clowns over in IUIC, man, always push, "Hey, where your fringes at? Where your fringes at, man?" If you wearing your fringes, everywhere you go, to work, to everywhere, man, and you're making yourself a walking target. So that's like walking with wisdom is, we only wear our garments, with the fringes only at camp, and when we do lessons, man. Other than that, man, hey, we're in the matrix, you know, like the rest of the world is, man. We're just, you know, walking with wisdom, man. All right. It says, "Let your speech always be with grace, seasoned with salt, that you may know how ye ought to answer every man." Like, let your speech always be with grace, seasoned with salt, man. All right. You're not speaking no wickedness out your mouth, man. You can't be at camp condemning adultery, then you're at work with your coworkers talking about smashing other men's women, or doing drugs, which we all at some point in the world did that, man. But we don't let those things come out of our mouths so that perceive a person to think of you like that. And especially if you know somebody that you talk to about that. I mean, if you know somebody that you've known like in the world, and they know you used to be like that, man, you let them know that you're not about that no more. And like I said, your actions and your speech will see that you really changed, man. Like, and majority of them that's still of it will remove themselves from you because they see like, oh, this dude's a square. He's no fun no more. We used to run trains on bitches, man. We used to go, smoke pounds of weed, ounces of weed. Pop pills, hit licks, and all that. They see you ain't about that no more, and it's gonna show through your spirit, man. All right. And so, like I said, when you talking amongst Jake, man, hey, the wisdom is gonna show forth through your speech. Like I said, I always use an example when I'm at work, and I'm talking to, I got people at work I'm cool with, man, and I'm talking, and some conversation that we have, man, the wisdom of the scriptures will come out without me actually quoting the scriptures. And, Jake will be like, yo, that's some real stuff right there, man. Damn, I ain't never looked at it like that, man, And that's, answering through the scriptures while, but using wisdom not to, push that on them, man, because, hey, just like how Yahushua, when he was on the scene, man, was speaking, dark parables and with wisdom, man, he was still giving people game. And hey, sometimes he used the scriptures, man. He was going into the scriptures about quoting the scripture, man. All right. So that's the same way we are, man. And the more you are involved in the faith, man, the more easier that's gonna do without you thinking about it, man. All right. This is cause it's gonna help you get out of certain situations, man. All right. Like I said, you have these holidays, which is the main example. For my example, my job, man, they go above and beyond during the holiday season, man. They be trying to have you do like little stuff like Secret Santa or trunk or treat or whatever the crap is, man. Hey, and they ask you to be a part of it. You just use the wisdom to get yourself out of that situation, so you're not compromising yourself, but also you're not being over righteous to where you're condemning them. All right, which leads me to my next scripture. This is Sirach 6:5. And it reads, sweet language will multiply friends, and a fair speaking tongue will increase kind greetings. Be in peace with many, nevertheless have but one counselor of 1,000. Right? It says, sweet language will multiply friends, and a fair speaking tongue will increase kind greetings, man. Because when you're speaking with that wisdom and your speech is seasoned with salt, man. All right. Then they're not gonna buck up against you because you're using wisdom to pretty much supplant them to where they're leaving you alone, man. All right, and sometimes whenever you're speaking to some people, man, that might actually draw them towards you more because they know, hey, this person is wise, man. I can come to him for advice, or I can ask about certain questions, and you answer them with wisdom, man. So they consulting you about problems they have in their lives, man. That's just being a man of wisdom, man. All right. So like I say, we're not out here trying to be these super duper Israelites, man. Walking around like Judge Dredd, man, just executing judgment on people, man. Hey, the Lord says, reading to my next scripture, Matthew 10:16. He says, behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves, man. All right, so we're supposed to be wise as serpents and harmless as doves, man, because hey, we don't have no power to be doing none of that stuff right now, man. It's still fishing season as we speak right now, man. All right, so the Lord says that He sent us forth as sheep in the midst of wolves, man. Hey, sheep don't have no defensive mechanism, man. Hey, you send them amongst the midst of the wolves, man. Hey, wolves normally will tear that sheep apart, man. But we're the Lord's sheep, man. So we're protected by the angels, man. So we're using this wisdom to be wise as serpents and harmless as doves, man. Hey, we can blend in with the matrix and not be sought out. Other than Esau trying to demonize us on this media, But the ones that know us as people in the world know that Esau, what he's saying is lies, man. All right, because we just go out on the highways and byways and preach the scriptures and go home, man. We're not terrorists. We're not infidels or whatever the hell you trying to paint us as extremists and all this, man. Hey, we're law-abiding citizens, man, to your system, to a T, until it actually starts having us come against the scriptures, then, and we uphold the scriptures over everything, man. All right? So there's nothing you can really say bad about us, man, because at the end of the day, hey, we follow the scriptures, man. The scriptures don't teach us to be uh, black identity extremists, man. That's off. And anybody walking in that spirit is off, man. All right? This is the book of 1 Corinthians 7:31. It says, "And they that use this world, not as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passeth away." Right? We use this world, man, but we don't abuse it. You know what I'm saying, man? We're unplugged from the matrix, but we're still in the matrix, though, man. So, we use this world to our advantage, get what we need out of it, and then we get out, man. Hey, we go to work. We pay our bills, we do our daily necessities, man, and then we go home and do the real work. We fellowship, man, and we have our downtime, man. That's it. So we know the fashion of this world is going to pass away, man. Why? Because the thing that America and this devil is promoting is going to be forever, man. And the Lord's about to come back and set everything back upright, man. Everything has been turned upside down. Yahweh Shemel Shai about to reset it in its rightful state, man. Okay? So with that being known, man, hey, we walk as just, man. Alright? Hey, law-abiding citizens of Yahweh Shemel Shai first, man. Alright? Not being super duper Israelites, not being over righteous, but also not being over wicked, man. Alright? And the most important thing is, man, we never compromise, what our beliefs are, man, because yes, we use wisdom to negate through what Esau wants us to do to buy into his system, but we never compromise, man. The scriptures help you place that line to where, hey, he's gonna always put out a way for you to get out of whatever situation Esau's gonna try to put you in to try to make you compromise, man. All right, but we're never ashamed, though, man. All right, which leads me to my last scripture. The book of Sirach, chapter 42, verse 1-5. And it reads, "Of these things be not thou ashamed, and accept no person to sin thereby. Of the law of the Most High and his covenant, and of judgment to justify the ungodly, of reckoning of thy parents, or partners, Salakia, and travelers, or of the gift of the heritage of friends, of exactness of balance and weights, or of getting much or little, and the merchants indifferent selling, so much correction of children, and to make the side of an evil serpent to bleed," man. So I say that to say this, man. It says, "Of these things be not ashamed, and accept no person to sin," man. So we're not cutting nobody no slack, because they say our people know what we're about, man. I said we're not no super duper Israelites. We're not trying to be, that guy, pretty much, man. Hey, we're just humble servants of Yahweh Shemel Shai, promoting his work amongst the world, proclaiming Yahweh Shemel Shai amongst the world, and just telling you, to be wise in your walk, man. Don't do too much, man, but also don't do too little, man. Hey, do what you gotta do to get yourself in and out of the matrix, man. Hey, do your duties, man, but ultimately put the work of Yahweh Shemel Shai first, man. All right, don't be ashamed because you're gonna catch hell because Esau wants you to do something, but because the scriptures tell you not to do it. Now you trying to hide Yahweh Shemel Shai because you trying to save face. No, man. Hey, the Lord is gonna give you the tools that you need to negate out of the situations. You just have to use them, man. All right. Let these scriptures always be in your mind and amongst your walk, man, and everything. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to close this out. Lord willing, I pray this was edifying. So until next time, I want to say, Call Halayim, Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Makal Double honors to my apostle, elders of great millstone, the time of truth, and the rule well. And peace and salutation to the elect, pushing this word in our righteous sincerity. Shalom.